What is up, guys? If you're new to my channel, my name is Jennifer and I'm a full-time data analyst and a full-time IT baddie. I do all things related to tech, transitioning into tech, and also some vlogs along the way. If that is what you're interested in, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and do all of the things. And today we're going to do a lesson on what are projects in the tech space and how that can benefit you and your CV and your overall tech experience. So I usually get asked this question a lot, like, Jennifer, what are projects? Why do I need projects? What is GitHub? What is the relevance of projects in the tech space? And I'm going to explain it to you in the simplest way that I can possible, right? Remember when you were in grade 8 or grade 12 and you were doing a mathematical equation and they told you to show your workings? Because basically we can see that you got to the answer, but do you actually know the method to get to the specific answer, or did you guess it out of thin air? So projects is a similar concept, right? So you would set up your GitHub and basically everything that you learned from these courses that you were doing for maybe data analytics, software development, cybersecurity, whatever the case may be, or throughout your degree if you study computer science. If you learned something and you had to do like physical representations of it, projects is a good way to show that you have the skill sets that you learned something from a course, from certifications, from your degree, whatever the case may be. And this is what hiring managers would use to benchmark you to see, okay, you're able to explain how you got from A to B and you actually have the skill set you're talking about. So guys, for example, I could claim anything on my CV basically, right? I could claim, oh, I learned how to do databases when I was 10 years old. I learned SQL queries, Python, HTML, all of that stuff. And it would look impressive on on the CV. That would get you noticed by a recruiter, right? But they want to see, okay, so you've mentioned this on your CV, but do you actually have the skill sets that you claim that you do? And one way to kind of prove that is to have a lot of projects on your GitHub. So for instance, if you're in data analytics and let's say that you have to create dashboards according to the job description, so you would post a lot of dashboards on GitHub to show that, hey, I have the experience basically of working with dashboards via the courses that I've learned this from, or via the degree that I was taught this from, right? Then you would also do the same thing for like web development, for example. If you're claiming that you can build websites, you would host a lot of websites on GitHub to show that, hey, I'm not just putting nonsense on my CV, I actually have what it takes and I've put all of this on my GitHub. And so now you may ask me, but Jennifer, like, how am I going to figure out what projects to do? Like, where am I going to get projects? Not to fear, this answer is going to be specifically for the data space, though. I am not too familiar about like what software developers, cybersecurity, IT support, and the other likes of the IT realm use in place of like dummy projects. But I can give data examples. So for example, I used Alex the analyst when I was transitioning into the tech space to basically have those projects, and I would put them on my GitHub and put some links on my CV. Another one you can do is to actually look on LinkedIn. A lot of people also have projects that they've done. You can also replicate it and give it a little bit of a tweak of your own. If not, then you can also go to Kaggle. Kaggle is a nice place where you can get dummy data and dummy projects to practice on. And lastly, if you feel still confused, you can always have a walkthrough project with ChatGPT. ChatGPT can dumb it down for you so that you can understand and basically walk you through the project until like you're comfortable enough to make your own projects or to use Kaggle or any other resources. And I think that is all for today's video, guys. I wanted to keep this one relatively quick. I shall see you next week with another video, and don't forget, your homework is to like, subscribe, and do all those things, and I shall see you in the next video.